It is just a pain that is indescribable. And so it's hard to ever imagine that it's going to feel better.
An everlasting amount of grief for two Shawnee parents. They're still mourning more than a year after their youngest son was tragically killed in a car crash. The person responsible for his death was charged with only a misdemeanor.
That's intensified their fight for justice. Tonight they spoke to Fox 4 in their first TV interview to remember their son and their favorite swimmer, but also to make sure their pleas for stronger punishment reach the Johnson County Prosecutor's Office. Fox 4's Malik Jackson is live at Shawnee Mission Northwest High School, where the 17-year-old would have graduated from. Malik?
The pool here at Shawnee Mission Northwest is the Will Inslee Memorial Pool. A great honor, but one no parent wants when the cost is the life of your 17-year-old son. 13 months since these parents had to rush to a local hospital to be by Will's side for his final moments. They're heartbroken, but they're determined. As his mom says, you have to stand up for what you believe in, even if you have to stand alone.
He was a wonderful son. He was just a parent's dream. He didn't push the boundaries. He did what he needed to do.
He was just a neat kid. Smart, funny, talented, hardworking, and if he was into something, he was really into it.
A real-life Superman from when he was a young kid until he started to pursue his dream. A Superman in the water. He loved the sport so much he was the manager for the girls' team just to be around the sport.
He was just such a good kid. He worked hard for the things that he was passionate about. He worked hard in school. He was a good friend. He was a good brother.
He had a dream to swim for the University of Texas, a dream that will never be realized. The idea he can't be here to do that, an unimaginable reality for his biggest fans.
The only thing more horrible than that realization was the final half hour with him.
On July 26th of last year, Will and his pickup truck headed to an AM swim practice when he was struck by a dump truck. The impact caused a 9-car pileup. The dump truck ended up parked on top of Will's truck. A police officer of more than 30 years at the time said it was the worst wreck he had ever seen. The man driving that truck, Darren Boomershine of Independence. He would be charged nearly 5 months later with vehicular homicide, a misdemeanor which carries a max of a year behind bars and a $2,500 fine. Even though, according to the Inslees, they have been told by prosecutors the driver's speed never changed, on top of the fact he was driving an unregistered vehicle.
This was entirely preventable, didn't need to happen, and through gross negligence or recklessness, whatever you want to call it, it did.
And recently they were informed that the Johnson County DA's office was working on a plea deal with a defendant. That compelled the Inslees to speak, to fight for their son.
Well, the reaction was disappointment. I'm not even saying that what they're doing is wrong. It's just not what we want or what we think is just.
We reached out to the Johnson County District Attorney's Office. They told us that ethically they are limited on what they can say, but right now there is no formal plea agreement. Boomershine is due back in court September 19th. As for the Inslees, they've started the Will Michael Inslee Scholarship Foundation, and the first scholarships will go out next year, 2025, to Will's swim teammates. If you would like to donate to this foundation, this story's already posted on fox4kc.com. Just scroll and you'll find the information to do that. As for Sharon Inslee, she stresses the importance of being an organ donor, as Will has already saved 3 lives. And as for Randall Inslee, after all of this happened, Will's teammates came over to the Inslee house. They asked him if he would join the team as an assistant coach. He thought about it for a few weeks, and we can report to you tonight, last season he completed his first year as the Shawnee Mission Northwest assistant coach, and he will be here again for year 2. Bria.
All in his son's honor. I'm Malik Jackson, live from Shawnee tonight. Malik, thank you.